In this video, we will discuss the 3 key takeaways from the personal writings of Marcus Aurelius, or more famously known as the Meditations of Marcus Aurelius. Now, many scholars consider these writings to be one of the most influential philosophical Stoic texts, as it provides us with the private thoughts of one of ancient Rome's greatest philosophers and emperors. So let's get right into it. Now, key takeaway number 1 is to live in accordance with logos. So what is logos? Now, according to the Stoics, logos is the force that guides the universe. Logos ensures that everything that has happened to you is supposed to happen and is the best possible outcome, even if the outcome is negative. The word logos can loosely be tied to the word fate. Now, some scholars believe that this idea of living in accordance with logos is the heart of Stoicism, and that to live a good life, one must accept that every occurrence is the right one, and in doing so, take responsibility to make the best of any given circumstance. The lesson here is simple: to accept whatever life throws at you, never blame anyone, and take responsibility to make the best of any given situation. So with that being said, that wraps up our first key takeaway. Now, key takeaway number 2 is that remember you will die. Now, death is a destination we all share, and yet many of us fear death or are unwilling to face the truth of our own mortality. However, Marcus Aurelius argues that meditating on our mortality can actually be an extremely powerful exercise. He says, "We could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." By remembering that we could die at any moment, it forces us to treat the time we have as a gift and to appreciate every task we do as if it's the last time we'll ever do it. This simple reminder can bring us closer to living the life we want and appreciate the time we do have with our family and friends. So that's it for key takeaway number 2. Now, the last takeaway is to show compassion when dealing with others. Now, Marcus tells us that we should never be surprised by the wicked deeds of others, and that the best revenge is to not be like your enemy. He writes, "When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly." In doing so, he is preparing himself to deal with the worst, but more importantly, he is choosing to react with kindness even when he is surrounded by wrong. He tells us that when someone angers us, to quickly remember that we too have our faults and that we should consider their point of view immediately. Lastly, according to Marcus Aurelius, humans are social beings that are meant to live in harmony, and that we should not focus on the faults of other people, but rather keep our attention fixed on our own character. So with that being said, that's the 3 key takeaways for Marcus Aurelius' Meditations. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please feel free to like and share. Oh, and if you're interested in more Marcus Aurelius content, consider subscribing. Thank you, and see you in the next one.